Hi friends, today we're going to be talking about forgiveness and having a forgiveness mindset. I know you've probably heard the phrase forgive and forget, but did you know that that phrase actually has some scientific merit? Research shows that the painful details of a wrong are more likely to be forgotten after they've been forgiven. The Bible talks a lot about forgiveness. In the Lord's Prayer, Jesus teaches his disciples, "Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors." Colossians 3:13 says, "Bear with one another and forgive each other, just as God has forgiven you." One of the reasons that we as Christians should be walking in the forgiveness mindset is because God has forgiven us of so much. He had every right not to. He had every right to judge us and condemn us, but he didn't. He chose to forgive us our sins. And in turn, he asks us to forgive others. Forgiveness doesn't mean that you have to trust the person who hurt you. It doesn't mean you have to condone or excuse their actions. If someone wronged you at work, you can report it to your supervisors. If someone sinned and broke the law against you, you can report it to the police. Forgiveness just means that you're letting go of your right to get even. You're giving that to God, and you can trust that God will get justice for you. God is looking out for your best interest. He asks us to forgive for our sakes. Forgiveness is good for your health. It's good for your mind and your body. Research shows that people who hold on to grudges have higher blood pressure, higher elevated heart rates, as well as more stress and tension, which can lead to migraines and headaches. But forgiveness gets to the source of the issue, and it sets you free from all of the toxic thoughts that are affecting your health. You may be thinking, Hannah, you don't know what this person did to me. And you're right, I don't. But I do know that holding on to the pain isn't hurting them, it's hurting you. It's negatively impacting your health and your relationships. It's holding you back from the life that God has planned for you, that beautiful, full life. And trust me, I know that grace and mercy is difficult. And your journey to forgiveness will look different than mine. But here are 5 things that might help you to forgive today and walk in that forgiveness mindset. Number 1, imagine yourself forgiving that person. And imagine yourself feeling free when you do, lighter and happier. Forgiveness isn't for their sake. It's not condoning what they did. It's for your sake. So you can move on and live that happy, full life that God has planned for you. Number 2, find a new way to think about the person who hurt you. What was the context? What were they going through that day when they said that thing behind your back? Many times the evil that people do to us is because they themselves have experienced evil, oftentimes as a small, innocent child. Number 3, practice gratitude. In any situation, there's always something we can be thankful for, even if it's just, I'm thankful that this gives me the opportunity to overcome. And you can overcome it. And you can use that experience to help others. Maybe this situation taught you that you don't want to treat people like that. So this has made you a kinder person. Find something to be thankful for in the middle of this situation. Number 4, work your way up. Maybe something really traumatic happened to you. Don't start there. Start with smaller things. Maybe try forgiving that person who cut in front of you in traffic, or forgive that person who spilled something on your carpet. Work your way up. The more you forgive, it rewires your brain so that forgiveness becomes easier. And number 5, practice taking your thoughts captive. I know this is a very Christian term, but it actually has real science behind it. As humans, we have the ability to think about what we're thinking about. So be aware of your thoughts and any negative, toxic thinking, and take hold of those and get rid of them. Maybe try imagining that unforgiveness or those bitter thoughts, those angry thoughts, maybe imagine them as this ugly tree that is growing, this bramble of bushes that you don't want. It's a weed and it's destroying everything. So you take an axe to that and you get rid of it. And you get to choose what you want to water and what you want to grow in its place. You want to water thoughts of joy and thoughts of gratitude. What you think about is who you become. And I know you don't want to become an angry, bitter person. You want to be that happy, free person who's filled with light and who is a blessing to the world. So train your thoughts to choose those good ones instead of the bad ones. A forgiveness mindset is something that you can put on every day when you wake up. When you wake up in the morning, you can acknowledge that today, someone's probably going to offend you. Someone might hurt your feelings. Someone will probably wrong you. And it may be small. Maybe your spouse forgot to rinse off their dishes, or your kids forgot to say thank you for the dinner that you made them. So you can assume that someone is going to wrong you. But in the morning, you can practice putting on that forgiveness mindset and say, you know what? No matter what anyone does to me, I'm going to choose forgiveness. I'm going to let go of my right to get even, and I'm going to give it to God and trust Him to get justice for me. Because God loves you, He cares about you, and He is with you. And I know that if you ask Him today, He will give you the power that you need to forgive.